Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Like to get my subscribers up, be really good. Anyway, today's deck tech. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's an older card from the Battle for Baldur's Gate, and it's a colour combination that I very rarely play either, well, in any format really, and I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. So, what have we done? Well, today's one is the Council of Four. 3 white and blue for a 0/8 legendary creature human noble. And it's got 2 abilities. Whenever a player draws their second card, you draw a card. Okay. And whenever a player casts their second spell during their turn, you create a 2/2 knight creature token. It's a little bit of a weird commander, I'll give you that much. But it's a lot of fun to actually try and think of a way of building this. What I've tried to do is go down the fact that we want people to draw cards, so we get extra cards, which is always nice. And hopefully, by giving them cards to draw, they'll play a couple of spells and we'll get white knight tokens. And we'll win that way. So, how have I built the deck? Well, this is what the deck looks like. It's pretty much a fairly standard blue-white deck from some intents and purposes, where we're trying to capitalise the card draw, but we've got a little bit of extra things that help us make some fun in games as we go along. So, as usual, the lands, every blue-white land that I own is in the deck. I have included Field of the Dead, and I have included Fabled Passage and Evolving Wilds, and somewhere down the bottom here we've got a few of the Streets of New Capenna lands in to go and find the bits we're missing. Temple of the False God, Reliquary Tower, because if we're going to draw all these cards, we don't want to be discarding unless we have to. Terramorphic Expanse is there, but islands, plains, dual lands, usual selection. The ramp side of things, didn't go too heavy on this one compared to the one I did the other day. We've gone with Jeweled Lotus, we've gone with Sol Ring, gone with Arcane Signet, Marble Diamond, Sky Diamond, Azorius Locket, just because I want something changed in 3 slot, Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere. That's where we tend to go with the ramp at the moment, which is quite cool. So, beyond that, what we want to be doing is getting people to draw 2 cards a turn at least, and hopefully they'll cast a couple of spells, and we'll get to get some night tokens. So, a little bit of control to start the deck off, Condemn and Path to Exile, and then some of our card draw, we've got Brainstorm, Ponders, Serum Visions. Chucked in Elixir of Immortality because if we can't find a way of making sure our hand is completely full, and we've got the wonderful world of whatever it is, Reliquary Tower in play. I forgot the name of it for a minute, so I had to look. We want to be able to shuffle things back in. Now, I could have gone down some more of the artifact route. There is some, there's a couple of artifacts where you don't have to discard due to your hand size, but I decided to keep it this way. I was listening to something on one of the Command Zone podcasts, and I like Reliquary Tower, but I disagree with them a little bit. But I decided I could have done lots of non-maximum hand size things, but I decided just stick with Reliquary Tower. So, if things go to the graveyard, I want to shuffle them back in anyway. That's what I'm doing. Bit of board control and Cyclonic Rift. Then think twice to draw an extra card. That means we get to draw, upkeep, draw, cast this, draw, get another cast. It's any plan, not just our opponents. So we'll draw 3 cards that turn. So that's pretty good. Counter spell to control the board a little bit. Cami, so everyone's drawing an extra card. So we're going to be getting lots of cards with a bit of luck. Mana drain to counter anything we don't like. Quain Itinerant Meddlers in as well, just so we can make people draw cards if we haven't got one of the other things out. Howling Mine, make everyone draw cards. It's very much a card draw thing, as you can see. Lauren of the Third Path's come in this one as well, just for a bit of targeted artifact enchantment removal, and then it's a card draw situation, which is great. The first of our win conditions is Lab Maniac. We're going to obviously try and empty our library where we can, and then draw a card and then win that way. So that's one of our win conditions. We've also got in Sphinx's Tutelage, so target opponent mills 2. It's really good if you've got someone who's playing a mono deck, and there's been a few mono decks I've seen around recently, hence why Sphinx Tutelage is in. Thassa, just so we can do a bit of scrying in our upkeep to make sure we get the right things. The expensive card in the deck is Time Twister. Again, I'm playing this on MTGO. If you're building it in real life, take this out. The price is completely skewed when you look at the deck list down below. When you've hit the like button, you're going to write me a comment. You can have a look at the deck list. But ignore the price. Just drop this card out. If it's not for you, it's fine. Trove Tracker. I quite like this. I haven't played much of this, but I did like this Encore ability that came through in the original Commander Legends set. And this one's quite nice. It's a 3 mana, 2/2. When it dies, you draw a card. Then you can Encore it and go and attack all your opponents for a couple of damage. And then, when all the copies die, you get to draw more cards. So, it's all good fun. Dictator Crucifix is in just as a little bit of a flash card draw. I'll probably play this at my end of my opponent's turn before my turn, just to make sure I get the additional draw first before anyone else. Party Jace is here. Geist Ascend Traft. Yep, I've chucked in the Geist purely because I want something to do with some blue-white creatures. And the Angel does have a benefit that's coming up in a second, though you may have spotted it already. Yes, Urza's in. The Might and Weak Stone are in, as you can see over here. Yeah, I'm playing a blue-white deck. Urza's going to be in. Why wouldn't you? Right. The benefit card, Anointed Procession. With this in play and your opponent's casting a couple of spells, you're going to get lots of knights. But you also get quite a few soldiers of Marielle as well. So you can't complain too much. Rhoda Geist Avengers in as well. I've chucked this in just so we can try and do, whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. People do tap lands and things, and I quite like this as a card. It's also Soldier, so it helps Mariel out a bit. Wrath of Gods in just to control the board, along with Doomscar and Fumigate as well. Archmaid Emeritus, so we can draw more cards. And Teferi's Ageless Insight. Yeah, you're going to draw a lot of cards with this deck. Jace, the Wielder of Mysteries, here's our win condition, as you can imagine. Draw a card when we've got nothing in our library, we win the game. Like that plan. Font of Mythos for really good card draw. And then Teferi's Puzzle Box, because who doesn't like a little bit of a puzzle on a day when you're playing Commander? The other half of the partner pairs in as well. We've got Timin, Youthful Geist in. Get to tap a creature at the beginning of each combat, so we are going to grow Rhoda quite quickly. Precognitive Perceptions in as well. I'm going to try and cast this in my main phases where I can, just so I can get the Scry 3 and then the draw. Cloud Blazer, yep, gain a bit of life, draw a couple of cards, that's fine by me. Elminster, draw a card, Scry, make our instants and sorceries cost less. Thank you very much. But the -3 is not bad as well if you manage to set the Scry ability up some other way. Teferi, Huria, Dominaria. Oh, sorry, minor yawn there. Draw a card, untap some lands, tuck something away for a few turns. You know the score. Time wipes another board control, and then we can return it to our hand. This is basically there so I can save Urza if I need to. And also Platoon Dispenser. I decided to have a bit of fun with this deck, just so we can get some creatures out. Make those soldiers, colourless soldier artifact tokens with Anointed Procession. We're going to be doubling up quite rapidly. And don't forget, when you're doing that, if you haven't transformed Urza Lord Protector and the Might and Weak Stone into Urza Planeswalker, you can use the 2 mana off here to speed up this whole token production part of life. Shark Typhoon, because we are doing a lot of instants of sorcery, so with Anointed Procession it kind of makes even more sharks in the air. Consecrated Sphinx, yep, more card draw. Morkenheim, just so we can get 2 more card draws, but having that big dog occasionally is really good. Arkansas is in as well, just so I can draw the cards and then maybe bounce it. And then Wormcoil Engine, because people have a hard time dealing with this, believe it or not. A 6/6 with Death Touch and Lifelink tends to mean things happen in your favour more often than not. Ancient Gold Dragon, just to get some fairy blockers, which I'm hoping will happen. Nexus of the Fate, just so we can take an extra turn if we need to. And then a big surprise in this deck, it's Avacyn Angel of Hope. I want to make sure everything I've got in play is indestructible at some stage, and hence why Avacyn's in here. It's really hard to remove unless it gets exiled. Indestructible doesn't save you from exiled if you're a new player. If I'm talking to you already and you think I'm being patronic, sorry. But yeah, I decided to play Avacyn. I haven't played Avacyn for a while, so hence why she's here. Treasure Cruise, just so we can draw some cards. We'll have some stuff we don't mind delving away. Ancient Silver Dragon, so we can get some more card draws. This is the other way, giving us no maximum hand size. We just need to get 1 hit in. We do get that emblem, so it's all good. Commit to put target spell or non-land permanent into its owner's library second from the top. That's fine. And then the memory to shuffle everything out of our graveyard back into our library is great. And then to back it all up, and finally, I'm hoping we get there with the amount of lands and ramp we may have. Omniscience, it just wins the game basically. With the amount of card draw we have in this deck, you'll be able to draw your entire deck and make sure you do hit all your win conditions. But that's it. That's a really fast walkthrough of today's deck, which was the Council of Four. Is it going to work? Don't know. Come and watch my stream at some stage. Ask me to play it, and I will quite happily play it. I'm quite excited by it. I think it's going to be a bit of fun. There's not a lot of control in. I mean, we're only playing counterspell, mana drain, commit to memory as counters as such. We've got a few wrath effects. It's going to be an interesting blue-white take. But yeah, I've got to try it out at some stage, so I might as well try it out here. So that's it. That is my take on this wonderful card. Let me know in the comments down below what I've missed out, what you would like to have seen in the deck. Let me know if you've played a Council of Four deck, and if you've got a deck list for it, please feel free to post it up and let me have a look at it. We can compare and contrast at some stage. But thanks for watching the video. Really hope you've hit the sub button, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.